Where do our programs live? On our way to answering that question, let's take a brief journey to the ice caves in Iceland. Here we see that water has multiple phases: liquid, solid, and gas. A program can also have multiple phases. In this course, we've been using pseudocode to write the instructions for our program. We can turn our pseudocode into actual code. The program is then in the source phase and is called source code. Our source code is readily readable and editable. For some programming languages, before the computer can understand the code, we need to change the phase of the program again. This change of phase is often called compiling and results in compiled code called an executable. The executable is not readable by humans, but is in a format that the computer can understand and run. It's this executable that we provide to the users. Note that web applications are slightly different from this. We'll talk about how web applications work and where they live shortly. Once our pseudocode is turned into source code, the pseudocode is only marginally useful, so it doesn't need to live anywhere in particular. But our source code is precious, so we want to keep that safe. In addition to keeping it on our computer so we can work on it, we may want to copy it somewhere else, somewhere it can be shared with other people on our team, and keep a copy we can access if we accidentally delete something or have a computer system failure. That somewhere is often a source code repository on a server, such as GitHub. We'll talk more about code repositories and GitHub in the Gentle Introduction to GitHub and GitHub Pages for Beginners course. But what about the executable? Where does that live? We are here, working on our Pet Cafe application. When our source code is working and we are ready to share it with some users, we compile it into an executable. We then copy that executable to an app store, or company computer, or some other shared location that users can access. When the user wants our app, they first download that executable and install it on a phone, tablet, or computer. They can then run the app to enjoy its features. But that's often not the end of the story. Many apps are not just a single installed executable. Instead, they are often part of a set of programs with external data, often in a database. Let's take a closer look. Let's say a user downloads and installs our new Pet Cafe app. The part of the app they see is the user interface, or UI. As the user interacts with the app responds. The instructions for those responses are part of the application installed on their device. This is sometimes called the client part of the application. Another part of the application may be running on a computer or set of computers somewhere else. They could provide additional game levels that take up too much space to be installed simultaneously, for example. These computers are called servers as they serve additional features to the app on the user's device. Hence, this is often called the server part of the application. And as we saw previously, databases are also on these servers. If you are interested in being a front-end developer, you focus on the UI and user interactions. This includes anything the user sees, clicks, or interacts with. It's your job to make each application understandable and user-friendly, and in many cases, nice-looking as well. A back-end developer focuses on the servers. This includes all of the behind-the-scenes tasks, such as validation, complex business processes, and accessing a database. A full-stack developer handles both the front end and the back end. So, for some programming languages, we convert our source code into compiled code to create an executable. We deploy or copy that executable to an app store or company computer. Often, some parts of an application reside on the client, which is the user's computer or device, while other parts of the application and database may reside on a server or set of servers somewhere else. So far, we've been talking about applications that users install and use on their computers, tablets, or phones. But what about web applications?